This hangout on air is now live, everybody. Welcome. Got a new little setup here. First off, I'd like to say I've got an internet wire as promised, so it looks like we'll be good to go in here. So I'm just gonna sit here for a minute, let the viewers build up. I hope I got the okay, good. Comments are working on both. The best place to ask questions, which I see 0 of, is news.therawfoodworld.com/live. news.therawfoodworld.com/live. Thanks, Denise. I'm doing really good. I am going to answer some questions from last week that I didn't get to in the meantime. But make sure you ask your questions at news.therawfoodworld.com/live. It was just Araya's birthday yesterday. And I've got a silly putty. Anyways, that was one of her presents. That's why I'm saying this. So what we're gonna do is start out with some questions here. What's up, Melissa? Okay. This question is from Erica. Hi, Matt. I can understand exactly what you're saying. I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, RA, at 23, and I've been dependent on RA medications such as methotrexate, chemo drug, and Humana biological agent for years. I've been struggling trying to find a way to get off of these medications, and I really would love any direction you may have into trying to begging this raw food first maintain. Okay, I currently work 2 full-time jobs as my husband is in school. I'm a critical nurse, and I have 4 children, so my concern is I won't have enough energy with the raw food diet. Does anyone have experience with transitioning to raw foods in a family that doesn't want to eat raw? I want and need to do this, but I'm struggling with my attempts. Any suggestions to keep my energy up? Okay, so I appreciate that your main concern is keeping your energy up with this raw food diet. Because when people give the excuse of, I can't go raw because my family doesn't eat raw, I understand the mental aspects and everything like that, but if you can't personally do something because of somebody else, then there's a problem there. You're letting somebody else control your life. You're using it as an excuse. It's a matter of physically putting food in your mouth and choosing. But anyways, going on a 100% raw food diet is crazy. I know I've been doing it for 20 years. That's why it's very easy for me. But the first 7 years were insane. It's literally like doing surgery. It's a healing method. It's like doing surgery, and your energy levels are going to be down to some points. And it's not easy to function. So if you have a demanding job, you've got all these children, it is highly recommended not to go 100% raw. It's not even necessary. There were times where I was at work. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't used to this empty stomach feeling. And I would literally eat 4 pounds of grapes and like 5 avocados. And then I'd be at work and my head would be on the desk. I could not move. And I was like knocked out from everything, all the sugar and fat. And I had to like force myself. It was just crazy. And then you like, it's almost like you're not used to this. And then you start picking out on things. It's like you get an eating disorder on some level. It's not something I recommend to most people living a typical life. Me personally, I quit my job. I was doing a whole entire life transformation. I was able to do things. I was working from home, things like this. It was easy. But it's literally like doing surgery. It's a very powerful healing tool, but you can also be very healthy and heal from disease without going so extreme and having such hard energy drops and things like that. And that's why I recommend to 99.99% of the people to do a cooked whole foods diet, void of processed foods. There's a lot of diets out there on the market today, such as the paleo diet, the zone diet, the macrobiotic diet, the maker's diet, and the list goes on and on and on. All the creators of these diets, they claim to get results. They're saying people are healing from disease, they're losing weight, and so many other things. And to be honest with you, I've actually seen people heal from disease and lose weight on all these diets. And there's one common denominator on why they all succeed. And that common denominator is they all eliminate certain foods from their diets. And the crazy thing about it all is that every one of these diets that I just mentioned, they all eliminate the same exact foods, which are processed foods. So what are processed foods? They include refined sugar. That doesn't count as fruit or honey. They eliminate processed starches. That's the hardest part. Now we're dealing with bread, spaghetti, croissants, bagels. This is one of the most damaging foods, but we're all used to eating this thing. It turns into glucose, and it's really bad for the human body. The starch molecule is disastrous. So you don't need to go 100% raw to be healthy, but the key is it's more important what you don't eat than what you actually eat. So you want to eliminate these foods that we're talking about, and trans fatty acids and, things like that. If you can do that, I've literally seen people heal from disease and not have as bad energy drops and have crazy amounts of amazing energy. So what is a cooked whole foods diet? Crystal, can you please post on Facebook and news.therawfoodworld.com/live the whole foods diet link? If you can eliminate everything from your diet, but what is on this list that Crystal is about to post right now on these pages where you're watching this, then congratulations. You now have the ability to heal from disease, lose weight, not end up on pharmaceutical drugs like 80% of Americans today in the long run, and not be incapacitated, not become senile. This is the key here. This is like the best healthcare insurance you can get. So what's on a whole foods diet? Many things. All these diets I recommended, they're all a little different. They change their diets around here and there. So you can you can leave more out or leave less out. For example, if you look at the paleo diet, they eliminate more foods than, the maker's diet. So what are cooked whole foods? Okay, that are acceptable. We're talking about quinoa, millet, buckwheat, steamed, or whatever you want, brown rice, beans, brown rice pastas. What else is there? Brown rice pastas. You can do baked potatoes even, goat's milk products, goat's cheese, chicken, fish, turkey, eggs. It's a hefty diet, and there's more if you look at this link. So if you can eliminate every one of these things, you literally just replace your Froot Loops with eggs and avocado in the morning. That's really good. It satiates you. Instead of a burger, you take meat and you put it in a salad. A huge salad as big as you want. Stuff yourself. Fine, go. Whatever you gotta do. And then you feel so much better. That's all you have to do. And you don't need to go extreme raw. That's like doing surgery. That's insane. Like me, I'm insane. I'm an extremist. I do that. That's what I do. All right. Joe writes, hey Matt, I'm on day 14 of a huge juice fast. Going to go 25 days. Joe, okay, are there any tips, supplements, or juices you'd recommend to add in the elimination of parasites during the fast? I did a psyllium husk bentonite cleanse a few months ago back, I know, which is astounding results, and the colon cleansing daily. Any advice would be appreciated. Joe's actually come to one of my retreats here. Joe, you're always doing fasts, like on an ongoing basis. And these aren't just like little fasts. You're doing like crazy water fasts. You're doing 30-day fasts, 25-day fasts, and you keep doing it over and over again. And you're a young, good-looking kid. Like, it's, Joe, unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, but you've got an eating disorder, brother. You got to like just be and eat now. You're clean. You don't get cleaner than you get clean. You've done it. You've gone further than I have with fast I've ever done. You just got to stop, dude, and enjoy and eat like regular. You just eat raw foods. Stop the fasting. You've eliminated everything from your body practically, probably, especially with that bentonite cleanse and things like this. Just, you got to like, just, That's my recommendation. Okay. Is anybody even asking questions? What's going on here? Nobody's asking questions, are they? Maybe they're doing it here. Yeah, there's no questions. Someone says, keto diet, 0 carb, whole foods. Okay, whatever, there's no questions. Anyways, we might call it an early night tonight because you guys said you're gonna ask me questions, but it's not happening. Okay, so here we go. Natalie writes, Let's see who's Skyping me. It's probably Crystal. Refresh news site. Okay. She's saying that there is questions. All right. Okay, fine. Sorry for going a little bit nuts over here. Okay, so here we go. How was being vegan made you more spiritual? Okay, so I went raw vegan, I guess you could say. So we were just talking about how I recommend don't going 100% raw. But if you do go 100% raw, the main benefit that I like the most, I'm not even saying it's the best nutritional thing, but if you go 100% raw, you clean out really deeply on a cellular level, like crazy. And if you're doing colonics every once in a while, you're like pulling out the waste. That's like a tip too. If you really want to go 100% raw while you're doing things, you're still going to go manic on a raw food diet, but it takes the withdrawals away. It gives you more energy. It's like cheating the process. Like there was this one man who kept a chicken heart alive for 50 years by feeding it exactly what it needed and removing the excrement. So when you go on a raw food diet, you purge a lot of waste. And a lot of this waste comes from a cellular level. So it's almost like you become lighter and like your cells are vibrating. I would say there's less waste in there. It's like you become more ethereal. It's almost like you feel, it's easier to focus. You feel vibration more. However, that doesn't make you spiritual. As many of you know, when I talked about in my story, I got completely lost in greed at one, well, okay, fine, I did. I get lost in greed, and I was supposedly spiritual because I was on a raw food diet for 10, 15 years, and I was experiencing like all sorts of vibrational stuff and things like this, but guess what? Am I that spiritual by like being greedy? No, that's freaking bad. That's not spiritual. It's not something I want to do. So raw foods does not equal spirituality. I'm just saying, but on a vibrational basis, it can help in that level. Okay. So there, and you just said, be specific, please, and like in what way? Okay, so there you go. Do you have a deeper understanding of certain things? Yeah, my ego was all over the place, thinking I was like some sort of like, I don't know. I was experiencing vibration. Okay. What's your belief on thoughts of formations in reality? I feel it's very important to our health. How does someone get over anxiety when they are triggered by trauma? People's stress is so easy. What is it? Deal with stress. One of the main struggles I have is worry and stress about my health. I want to be healthy. However, my body is not in sync with my health. Matt, what do you think about all the holistic doctors dying? Okay, guys. I'm going to break it to you right now. I am no spiritual guru. I am no spiritual authority. I personally can't even get my own personal life together and straight. It's true. I have a 2-year-old that runs this household, followed by a 6-year-old. I try really hard, but I don't get too far. For example, like discipline. I have a 2-year-old that runs my house. A 2-year-old. She's not even 2 yet, actually. She turns 2 in February. This 2-year-old, I take her in my arms, and then she starts like whining, screaming, controlling me. A 2-year-old getting me to like do things. And I'm sitting, here's this crying baby, not like whining. And I'm like sitting here, okay, if I don't do exactly what she wants right now, all hell could break loose. So I'm like, okay, let's go. I turn her around, hold her like this, and I just let her lead. I go with her to the thing, she wants me to open the refrigerator and so she can do things in there. And then she starts whining again and starts like, I have to do every last thing she does. So I'm like, okay, you know what? No, I'm taking over my household. No, I am not gonna look around in this refrigerator anymore. And then all of a sudden she just breaks out crying like crazy. And I'm just, okay, fine. So we're back in the refrigerator. I'm like doing everything like I can possible to get her to not cry. And she freaking runs my household. At the retreat, we have like all these helpers that are, they got to take care of everything. I have a helper here all the time with this child. She controls everything. There's nothing I can do. And for me to be called a spiritual authority when I can't even like get my own life together is absolutely insane. And then if you look at Oriah, my 6-year-old, I'm extremely blessed. Don't get me wrong. She's been staying at my house in the evenings now. She wants to sleep over like all the time. And let me tell you why. It's not because she favors me or anything like that. It's because she controls me also. So a 6-year-old is controlling my life. And let me give you an example. So normally, Oriah's bedtime is at 8:30. 8:30. And she gets here, and I'm like, Oriah, it's time to go to bed. No. Just straight up, no. Okay. Oriah, I don't know what to do. I seriously do not know what to do. I kind of even lie about it to her mother when she's been going to bed. She literally goes to bed when I go to bed, and I don't even know. She probably even goes later than me because I fall asleep and she's still going. 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. Dude, she's gone to bed at 2 a.m. with me. Do you see why she likes sleeping at Dada's now? So 2 a.m. 2 a.m. in the morning, this child goes to sleep. And I don't know what to do. I seriously do not know what to do. The only ideas that I have is to take her, pin her down to the ground, take some tape, put it over her eyes, and make her go to sleep until she falls asleep. That's my only idea I get in my head. My household is, so please, these spiritual questions, you have to understand like who you're dealing with here. And I'm working really hard to set boundaries in my house. I actually tried to do that the other day and it resulted in a complete disaster. All I did was I went to the pool area. I'm like, Oriah, you stay here. And I went to the pool area for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, that's it. Not even 10 minutes. I get back. There is cat food all over the floor in bowls. There's eggs crashed on the floor. There's cat food in the eggshells to feed the animals. It was literally like 20 days worth of cat food that the dogs are eating. And I'm sitting there like, where did she learn this from? And then I realize it's me. And I'm like, Oriah, I don't get mad at something like that because I do the same thing, but not like, I don't know. So I'm like, okay, fine. What I'm going to do now is set boundaries. So normally I have a helper. This is all happening at the same time, by the way, until 5 o'clock. But for some reason, I'm taking Oriah and Leandra till 6 o'clock. I have Leandra in one arm, Oriah sitting here. I'm like, no. I take the iPad. You are not watching this anymore. I put it in this area that is impossible for her to reach. This one starts screaming to go that way. I go that way. Oriah's climbing a bookshelf. She gets the iPad somehow, and I'm sitting here like, anyways. I don't mean to do a therapy session with 1,000 people on my hangout right now. What I'm trying to say is I can't even get my own life together. So I'm going back to raw foods. This is my forte. And I can maybe help with like the stress piece here and things like that. But, I'm not the guy. I'm not a spiritual authority or a guru. My life is a complete mess. So there you go. Here we go. Let's just go back to this hangout. The FDA is currently we could do this. Is currently demonizing kratom and taking steps to make it illegal. I don't even know what that is. I know many people who use this plant with seemingly positive results. Do you have any thoughts on benefits, dangers of ingesting kratom? Is it something you recommend? Generally, when the FDA is pulling something away forever, like MMS, CBD oil, B12 patches, then there's usually a reason, and they're usually good. So I would have to do research on the product. I don't know. Okay. Do you do vision boards and focus on what you want in all different main areas of life? Okay, I try to do a lot of focus work on an ongoing basis, even when all hell breaks loose. And I try really hard in different areas of my life, yes, to do a vision board. I'm doing something similar to a vision board. You can say something like that. And I think I've made some improvements, but then I end up realizing that I need a lot more work, let me tell you. But anyways, so yes, that could be a very good thing. You could like make a map of your life, kind of see everything and try to like pinpoint and I think it's a really good thing, but you got to really do it. Okay, so can you tell me if your type of CBD oil will help a person with memory issues? Okay, I can't make any claims on any product. By the way, I can only state clinical studies, and they're even saying, FDA is now even saying you can't even really do testimonials, but I like to play on the edge. There was one woman who said that it helped with dementia for one of their family members. I even think that it might even be a US patent for that. I can't recall, but also it depends what the memory issue is. If certain receptors that CBD oil can activate will help that situation, then maybe the CBD oil will work. But if they have memory issues for eating refined sugar and processed starches for 60 years, then some other crazy surgical eating methods might need to be taking place in order to heal that. So it all depends on the situation. Okay. Okay. I'm already vegan and mostly raw. Although I have already really cut it down, however, it would be nice to give the coffee up for good. Is there something that you can replace the desire for coffee? Okay, so coffee, the main component which makes coffee so difficult to give up is caffeine. So you could literally take something that doesn't have caffeine that tastes like coffee, but it's not going to change the fact that you have to go through the withdrawals of giving up coffee. And that's what the difficult part is. It's not when you're desiring that coffee, you're not desiring the taste, and because you're going to drink some fake coffee and maybe it'll fix your mind or something. But what's happening is when you give up coffee, you start going through withdrawals. That's what detoxification is. You start shaking like crazy, like a crack addict. You start having like your breath smelling like coffee. You have that coffee breath. You smell, you have that coffee headache. And the reason why you want coffee so bad is not because you desire the taste or anything, but you associate the taste with when you drink that coffee, that it's going to stop the withdrawal detoxification process. And when you do that, you're like, oh man, you're like, oh. It's like when the heroin addict gets their heroin. It's like the best feeling in the world to stop the withdrawals. And it feels so good to not be going through those painful withdrawals anymore. It's ridiculous, like crazy ridiculous. And then on top of all of that, you get completely stimulated out of your mind by the coffee and you're like flying all over the place. And then you're talking about drinking coffee replacements. Who wants that? You're freaking flying all over the place. Who cares about the coffee replacement? It's all about the high. Anyways, so getting back to the reality of it, but if you want to try to trick your mind into drinking something like that can do coffee, we have this Shaman Shack product. I think it's called 3 Immortals, Reishi Spores, and that works. And that kind of gives you a natural herbal hit that will maybe give you a little bit of a high in a natural, healthy way. And then we also have a product on our website. It's a flavor extract called coffee flavor extract. If you were to take these two things and put the coffee droppers in, it might actually trick you into thinking that. But the withdrawal aspect, I mean, that's pretty hardcore. Maybe the withdrawals will disappear with placebo if you do something like that. The possibilities are endless. I don't know. But the reality of the matter is it seems like you're weaning off of coffee, making it easier. On a raw food diet, I have tried coffee. I have drinking coffee two or three times in my entire life. And I was just curious what coffee would do on a raw food diet. So it was actually kind of recent. I drank some coffee, and I didn't even drink that much. It was just a few sips. And let me tell you how amazing it was. I had so much focus. It was unbelievable for hours. It was probably actually 2 days. I loved it. And don't get me wrong, I would want to do that again, but I'm a very sensitive guy. And I had to go through the withdrawals of those like 5, 6, 7 sips of coffee. And I had crazy bad gas. I didn't feel the best. So indigestion, it wasn't a good feeling afterwards. I liked the natural high that you get from eating clean. It's almost like an addiction. I eat this way because of the being high addiction aspect. I haven't eaten raw chocolate right now. It's been like months I haven't touched it. I get high and I feel great, not as close to the coffee, but like the coffee. But then there's the come down, and like the natural high is where I just stick to my consistent diet and I fly. Like right now, look at me. I'm like, I've been doing this. I've been eating really clean again for a week or so. I always eat 100% raw. I can't go beyond that. But what I'm saying is like I'm not eating chocolate. I'm just like doing my consistent diet. And I've got the focus back. I'm flying like crazy. It feels really good. And you have to fight for that. Like to get off of like raw chocolate for 10 days or trying that coffee, you got to like go through the withdrawals and the detox to where you get to this point. But then if you try it again, the chocolate, if I go chocolate right now, I'm gonna be like, woo! And maybe I'm gonna like want it again and again and again. I'm in this loop. But right now I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. So with that being said, let's move on. Okay. What do you think of the keto diet? As I stated earlier, it's more important what you don't eat than what you actually eat. And the ketogenic diet is one of those types of diets where you're eliminating practically all of these different things from your diet, but the healthy stuff. Certain people on keto might go a little bit too far with certain things. I don't recommend bacon. I know that's big on the keto diet. I wouldn't do that. I seriously wouldn't do that. And don't eat crazy amounts of things like keto people do. Like sometimes they'll eat 10 sticks of butter, like people that are working out in a day. I don't know. So yeah, it's a very good diet, and it's a very good diet for losing weight because you're eliminating sugar from your intake. When you eliminate sugar from your intake, you don't build fat stores nearly as much, because when you have too much sugar in your bloodstream, your body can only handle like a tablespoon at a time. Anything excess gets stored as fat, fuel for energy for later. So if you eliminate as much sugar as you can, then you start burning fat. It's just a very good weight loss diet. It's pretty much just eliminating sugar and eating higher fat, and protein works too. It's a whole foods diet. Love it. Hey Matt, what is the #1 supplement that you would recommend to strengthen the heart muscle? I would go with the organosilica on our website. It's still on sale right now. And camu powder. That's due in any day. I think, maybe next week. Vitamin C is critical for collagen production, and it avoids micro tears in the heart. Silica is also responsible for collagen. These two products together would be very beneficial from my standpoint. Also, we have our Reishi Spore products at cost right now. That's really good for immune system. And there's a lot of testimonials that I just shared in a newsletter. You have to click the testimonial link. And people were just having incredible results. We have Reishi Spore oil, Reishi Spore triterpene crystals, and Reishi Spore powder. It's been lab verified to be stronger than the leading competitors, such as Dragon Herbs, with more polysaccharides and triterpenoids. The Reishi Spore oil too. I love that stuff. That's one product I take every day. Also, the CBD oil is on blowout right now, the lowest price we've ever offered it at. So you can get that too right now, Reishi Spore products. Okay, moving along. Oh, we also have a new promo coming out tomorrow. You guys want to see this? Oh, this is gonna drive you crazy. The video is coming out tomorrow too. Okay. Araya and I ate all these in like a day. There's 2 videos coming, one with just me talking about these wraps. And Araya is the second video. These, remember we used to have paleo wraps? Well, they changed the ingredients from 2 simple ingredients to 12 complex ingredients, including citric acid, psyllium, tapioca starch, stuff like that. So they're no good anymore. So I've been looking for another one. And all I have is this one. They've got the turmeric and originals like the paleo wraps, but this is a new brand. They're thinner, they're way better. And they even have cinnamon for crepes. And they've got a moringa one for savory options. So we got 4 flavors. They're at cost on our website right now, below at cost. This deal is ridiculous. You could get them for as low as $4.44 per 5-pack. Normally people pay $8. Even on Amazon, they're $8. If you buy the variety pack where you get 1 of each flavor, that's 4 flavors. They're literally, and you use the coupon code RAWFOOD7 for 7% off. You get it for $4.44. People who are, I sent somebody, you know, Crystal, everybody knows the beauty expert Crystal. She, I sent her samples for her to try because she's tried them all. She doesn't like coconut wraps. She doesn't like the Sun Food ones. She doesn't like the paleo wraps in the past. She doesn't like the pure wraps. And so she took them and she ate them. She said they're thinner than all the others. They're better. They don't have a rancid aftertaste. And now she's like, when's this promo? When's this promo? Now she just wants them nonstop. When she didn't like them before, now she just wants, they're on the website now, Crystal. I just put them up actually right before, and they're at cost. Video comes out tomorrow discussing these things. And then the one with me and Araya together is ridiculously hilarious. That girl, we actually did a video with Araya a year ago on the paleo wraps. And I watched that and then we created a new one. She grew so much in the year and she's like completely different. Wait till you see this video in 2 days. Doing the final edits to it, but we got the other one coming out tomorrow. I literally have 5,000 of them. Last time we did the paleo wraps, we sold out of like a couple thousand in a couple days. This one here is even a better deal in terms of price-wise and also taste-wise. So I have a feeling they're gonna go quickly. And I already talked to the company. This is like a one-time deal at the pricing that I'm getting it at. It's the only reason I'm able to do it for $4.44. They said if I run out, they could do 2 of the 4 flavors at the same price, but the other ones are going up. So go hit it up. Tonight's gonna be a good night. Okay, so here we go. I started reading your book, Raw Spirit. It's awesome. Thank you, Matt. I wrote that book literally years ago, over a decade ago. I wonder, I almost feel like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I need to do a new book is what I gotta do. Okay, anyways. Someone says, LOL, you're doomed with those children. Just kidding. Help me, someone, please, please. Okay, this is silly putty. Okay, sorry, you have to stop being their friend. It's true, Araya is my best friend. And do the unpopular thing and take charge. Not always pleasant, nor will it help your popularity pull in the world's best dad. Now, when it comes to certain things, I mean, I'm good. For example, if she raises her voice to me, she ain't getting away with that. You know, it's just, they're so cute. They're my babies. It's like, they're so cute. And it's not about, my goal isn't to be their best friend. I don't care about that. They're irresistible to me. I can't deal. It's like, they're just like, But anyways, when it comes to disciplinary, like the very important things besides being controlled and having my house run by a 2-year-old, I do pretty well. But seriously, I'm not the person. Anyways, here we go. Matt, take Century Bach flower essence to enable you to say no with love and set healthy boundaries. I'm working on it. I'm not perfect. I'm working on it. I'm going to find a way to get to bed at 8:30. As long as I can get to bed at 8:30, I can do it. That's how it kind of works. But I always have like work to do, or it's like I could pretend to go to sleep, but then that's going to take like an hour. But yeah, okay. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for the advice. I'm working on it. I'm trying to set boundaries and do what I got to do. Okay. Okay. What about reminding your kids that they are the creators of their own reality and their own karma? Mariah, you are the creator of your own reality and your own karma. You better watch out. Okay. Can you discuss the benefits of Reishi spore oil? Absolutely. Okay, so what you have here is, if you were to take, okay, so it's been shown in clinical studies. I actually have Reishi spore oil right here, right now. Let's take some. I should read off the testimonials. This stuff is ridiculous. You only need about that much, but I tend to keep going. Okay, so this is like medicine. This is like the best of the best. I had a friend who started taking this, and he said like it helped his gums like heal from dental surgery. I don't know. It feels so good when I take it. But clinical studies show that the highest content of polysaccharides and triterpenoids, which are the most potent constituent in the reishi mushroom that have been shown in clinical studies to help boost the immune system and do incredible amounts of things. The highest quantity of them are located in the spores of the reishi mushroom. So what we did was we got reishi spore powder, which I don't have here right now. And if you're to take it literally takes 1,000 pounds of reishi spore powder to press into like 1 pound of reishi spore oil. And it actually takes 1,000 pounds of reishi mushroom to get 1 pound of reishi spore powder. So what you have here is a very concentrated dose of the most potent constituents of the reishi mushroom. And we also have, I've been taking this because I've been under a lot of stress lately, and this has been helping me with my immune system. This is our triterpene crystals. We developed another way to where we were able to extract the triterpenoids and put them in here. That is the most potent constituent of the reishi mushroom sitting right here. It's literally like if you were to take the marijuana plant, sift out all the THC crystals, put it in a jar, that's the most potent constituent of the reishi mushroom, of the marijuana plant. That's what we did with the reishi mushroom. You want focus? Take this. When I'm traveling, I take crazy amounts of this, and I'm like, especially when I'm touring, I'm like flying. And it helped really boost the immune system. Both of these products are very potent, the most powerful superfoods in the world, from my perspective. For boosting the immune system, it's without a doubt. Clinical studies show that triterpenoids, which is pretty much what this product is, actually is so powerful at boosting the immune system that it actually killed HIV and the herpes virus in petri dishes. It's also been shown to protect the hippocampus of the brain from chemicals such as streptozotocin that mice were given when taking this. And the ones that took the reishi spore product, reishi spores, didn't get any degradation of their hippocampus, which is responsible for not getting Alzheimer's. It's the first thing that degrades. But the other mice got it. So with the chemicals that are in the air today, that we're breathing in all the time, this is like, I feel, added protection from that. And it's just really good for boosting the immune system. This Reishi spoil is just like golden, like amazingness. Like I'm like even like more focused right now after taking this. Yeah, it's just like crazy good. And the price point is at cost right now, so 37% off, is way better. Like for example, Dragon Herbs, which is supposedly the best Reishi spoil on the market, even though ours is lab verified to have more. I have it on my email. Has more polysaccharides and triterpenoids. It's like 300. If you go on Amazon, type Reishi spoil, and their Reishi spoil is like $300 for like 90 caps. This is probably like 3 bottles of 90 caps, is my guess. And right now, it's like this is like 100, and you could get it for like $100. You could take high doses of this at a reasonable price compared to the others on the market. This is really good stuff, and it's a higher quality. It's very potent, and I'm flying. I feel really good from it. I haven't eaten dinner yet, and I can feel it more. Okay. Hi, Matt. What are your thoughts about drinking raw, fresh sugarcane juice? Sugarcane, it goes deep into the earth, the roots, so it pulls up lots of minerals. So it's like really good in terms of the mineral aspect. However, it's very high in sugar. So when I do it, I take small amounts. If I run, maybe I'll take more. I prefer carrot juice over it, and taking things like Heat Essential right here for minerals. In fact, I'll take one right now. I'm souping up on superfoods right now. I could go all night. I'm only going 1 hour, but like I could literally go all night. It's crazy. Here we go. All right. Bada bang, bada boom. Okay. Oh, that feels really good too. This has all the minerals the human body needs. That's all I'm going to say about it. Okay. Hi, Matt. What are your thoughts on drink? Matt, your skin and hair look really nice. Thank you. Have you done anything different over the past couple of weeks? I've been taking the organosilica lots, but also I've just been eating really healthy. Whenever I eat really good, I eat raw 100% all the time. It's like this, guys. If a person were on the standard American diet and they were to go to a cooked whole foods diet for 10 years, they become very sensitive on this cooked whole foods diet. And if they go back to eating McDonald's, they'll probably go vomit. It will mess them up. It happened to me when I first was trying to mess around eating healthier. I didn't go raw yet, but I was eating very healthy. And then I was working at MTV Networks on the music awards shoot, and they brought pizza and some Subway sandwiches for the workers. I'm like, okay, I'll try some. I wasn't even 100% raw at the time. It was just, I talked about this in my story. I ate it and I was vomiting in all night long. I became super clean, super fast. So being on a raw food diet for 20 years, I'm super clean, and I've made my consistent diet equal very pure raw foods. So when I start doing things like chocolate and, you know, messing around with like lots of goodies and stuff like that, I kind of get like, and then my skin doesn't look as good. And so when I get under a lot of stress, I try to like just go really good. And that's like the #1 beauty secret. You just have to eat really good and consistent. So that's why my hair looks nice. That's why my, well, my hair looks nice because I actually washed it today. But that's why my skin looks good and stuff like that. Anyways, Matt, could you talk a bit about Dave the Raw Food Trucker's relapse and massive weight gain? Do you know where he's at with his health? I'm not his keeper. I saw one video and I was just kind of shocked. He did come out here for a little bit. He's a really good guy. For him to come out like that is pretty impressive. When you go 100% raw, you become very sensitive. And if you go back out of that, if you've been doing raw for a long time, you go out of it, the effects can be more drastic. So it's like, that's a good reason why you can slowly go into it. It's like if you were to go from eating really bad standard American diet, you go vegan for 5 years, or you go whole foods for 5 years, those processed foods are gonna be more harmful to you now than they were before when you were used to them and you adapted to them. So you gotta be careful with this yo-yoing aspect. Do you know of any resources of wild edibles in South America? All the locals here know about them. Maybe we should do that on a retreat. We could like do like a wild edible tour. It's very easy. It's like you just ask a local. They usually know all that type of thing, that type of stuff. Have you ever tried urine therapy? Interested? No. In terms of urine therapy, I've peed on in the bath. Maybe a little bit too information. Maybe I think it's like maybe topical if I really had an issue. I mean, like if I was in the shower and I had athlete's foot, maybe I would do that. But that's about as far as it would go. You will never see me drink urine. I know it's been a big thing in the raw foods movement many times. It makes me want to vomit. I've seen people who drink crazy amounts of it every single day. It was like, they smell like urine is coming out their pores. And I'm like, okay, just, it's not for me. Okay. Would you like to find out more about urine therapy, like a urine fast to experience what it's like? No. Have you ever tried the urine? Okay, the same question. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so just so we can hear both sides of it, I feel like a urine fast, the urine therapy, is a shortcut to enlightenment. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Okay, moving along. Okay. How long will that container you are holding last? This container, it lasts me a long time. It depends how much you take, but this is straight pure liquid. If you were to do the recommended dosage, it'd probably last months. Me personally, when I do it like once a day, and I do as much as you just saw me do. And it lasts me a really long time, actually. This is a lot. What do you think of the master cleanse? Not the master fast. Do you have any experience of it? It's the same thing, isn't it? Master cleanse. The Concord grape cleanse, I'm thinking of doing it. It's back to that concept. It's what you leave out. Okay, so when the coffee drinker eliminates coffee, they go through withdrawals. That's fasting from coffee. Withdrawals is just a fancy name for coffee. Now the coffee drinker has it easier than someone who eliminates 3 things like alcohol, coffee, and cigarettes all at the same time. They're eliminating 3 things, so they're gonna go through withdrawals of 3 things, and it's gonna be crazy. Now, if you go on a raw food diet, which is absolutely insane, you're eliminating everything from your diet, but practically water. An apple is 90% water. The raw food diet's literally like going on a fast. That's why it's called the detox diet. That's why it's like a cleanse. That's why you're going through surgery. You are just outpouring, and that's why I do not recommend it on an ongoing basis. So if you look, you could just do a raw food diet for 2 weeks, and that's a cleanse. That's a fast, literally, and it's good to do every once in a while. The best fast you can do, Joe and everybody else, is to literally improve your diet and forever. That is better than any short-term fast you can ever do. The short-term fast messes you up, man. The long-term insurance is literally just eating healthy, fasting from refined sugar and processed starches. If you were to do that, that is like a lifelong fast, and you're gonna reap the benefits when you're 90. So we don't need to go crazy with this fasting, but yes, the master cleanser works because you're eliminating everything from your diet, but maple syrup cleansing drink. The grape diet also works. You're eliminating everything from your diet but Concord grapes. You can go through withdrawals like crazy. So the main thing, it's about what you don't eat, but it's better to be consistent, ongoing, without going extreme. I should probably take this advice to myself. And it's more like, it's more profound. It's less is more, way more. Less is more, ongoing. Like, just, you with me here? Are we together? Yeah. Stop doing those 30-day fasts. You don't need to do that. You're already eating healthy. Just enjoy life. You did it. All you have to do is eliminate processed foods. If you've done that, you're done. Okay, now you can focus on other things in your life. Focus on your stress levels. Meditate. Focus. Like, stress is getting stress under control is more important than getting our diets under control. If you did it with your diets, you don't have to freak out about it anymore. You're done. It's so easy. Just go. You can eat eggs, chicken, fish, turkey, baked potatoes, quinoa, millet, buckwheat. Just eat a whole foods diet. There's no stress here. We're just animals that eat food and crap it out, and we're done. That's it. That's it. Anyways, 7 years ago, I was 100% raw and moved to the United Kingdom, from the United Kingdom to Bolivia. I got so sick with stomach bugs over and over for about 2 years, as well as typhoid. Horrible. Did you guys go through anything similar when you moved to Vilca? No. Maybe not really, no. It was such an environmental change though. Like, it was almost like I had to eat less. The clean air, I don't know, something was interesting. I'm actually trying to start eating more again. I don't know, I've been working out, so just trying to eat more. Want to be a better public figure for you. Not a skinny, I gotta like look like I know what I'm talking about. Okay, Matt, what's your take on colloidal silver? I'm taking it now because it's flu season. Yeah, I'm sure that's good. This is really good for flu season, these guys, the Reishi Spore products. It's the best product for immunity, along with like vitamin C when you're sick. When I'm sick, I take crazy amounts of these tritrypsin crystals with crazy amounts of our camu powder, knock it out so fast it's crazy. Our certain white blood cells of ours, the neutrophils, the reason why we need so much vitamin C when we're sick is because their food, these white blood cells, are vitamin C, and they process through so much of it. So you've got to keep throwing massive amounts of vitamin C in. And when I do that with our camu powder, which is the truly natural, only natural vitamin C out there that's full spectrum, you're not just doing absorbic acid, it's the best you can possibly do. That's why it's so good for your heart, for that person who was asking me. That's what we want to be doing. So those two products for when you're sick is insane. And you want to avoid sugar when you're sick too, because these neutrophils, instead of going after the bacteria and the fungus and all that stuff, they're going to go after the sugar. So we want to make sure when we're doing the vitamin C, we want to do low sugar when you're sick, and boom. Of course. Someone said thank you for the hangout. If you do the master fast, then I suggest doing it with fresh raw grape juice and not cooked. Cool. Focus on your stress levels. Best advice, Matt. Thanks. Monica, I don't judge about the urine therapy. I'm sure it's serving you in a big way. It's just not for me. It's not for me. Okay, I haven't even looked at the Facebook questions. What about, okay. What about Tesla and vibration as healing modalities? Any thoughts on Polaroid? Thanks, Matt. There's many modalities that you can do. They're all good, I'm sure on some level. You know, the best thing we could do is, is that diet thing and working on our stress levels. Those are the two best things. What is the best thing you've ever done for your health? What is the worst thing you've ever done for your health? Oh, really? Seriously? Okay. Okay, so the best thing I probably have ever done for my health is the raw food diet. It probably is. And the worst thing I've ever done for my health, the worst thing I've ever done for my health. Good question. Good question. What is the worst thing I've ever done for my health? The worst thing. I would definitely say stress is the worst thing. So, yeah. Yeah. So, and again, I am not no spiritual guru. I'm no spiritual authority. I've got extremely high levels of stress in my life. I need to work on that big time. I'm really trying hard right now. And yeah, we all have our own journeys. Okay. I have a friend who tells me that the keto diet is the diet to go on. Can you arm me with some viable information to give him about why meat is not a good idea? It's funny. Um, so if you look at Whole Foods, and a lot of these diets, they accept meat. I know from an ethical reason, I mean, that's like the main reason why not to eat meat. So you can just talk about the ethical aspects. That's why it's no good. But from a like scientific standpoint, as long as you're not overdoing it, but the thing is keto guys overdo meat a lot of the time. Not always, but they sometimes do. It's like the Atkins diet. It can result in major issues in the long run with alkaline imbalances and things like that. But anyways, if it's just moderate amounts, like from a scientific standpoint, you know, I mean, if you're into like battling, then go watch the China study and I'm sure you'll get all sorts of things. You can look on the internet and find two sides to everything. I'm saying, you know, meat can be okay in certain quantities, not from an ethical standpoint, but from whatever. But you can go watch the China study and it's going to be a completely other ballgame. So on the spiritual side, when you said you stopped marketing and you are in debt but don't think about it, how can we apply something like that? I know abundance is on a higher level. Um, it's just for me, I just feel very well taken care of. I just don't worry about it. Um, I used to worry about it so hard. That's probably the worst thing I ever did for my health. Worried about money. There you go. There you go. And so then like, you know, it's just a faith thing. That's it. My husband and I went vegan in June and we have lost 118 between the two of us. Nice. I like raw vegan, but struggle with cravings for potatoes. Any suggestions? Eat the potatoes. Until it's like potatoes are on a cooked whole foods diet. Eat the potatoes. And then you can start doing it less and less, but you have permission to eat potatoes for the rest of your life if you want to, since it's on a cooked whole foods diet. Use coconut oil if you want instead of butter. If you want to use small amounts of butter, that's up to you. Just don't kill yourself over it. It's the killing ourselves over it that messes us up. That's what messes us up. Any tips on how to consume blue-green algae? Yeah, I like to just do it on an empty stomach. It's almost like doing a green drink. I literally will just put it on my tongue and drink it, or you could get caps or just drink it in a shot glass and drink it, but on an empty stomach. You are not the first parent to complain about this, Matt. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, if you want to get advice, I mean, you got to look at who you're dealing with here. And it's not a spiritual guru. Okay, small kiddos are wonderful and challenging. We all parents can relate. Hang in there. What you are going through is normal. Thank you. It's normal. Normal. I'm not going to tell them about karma, everybody. Hey, Matt, chin up. Going to be okay. You're daddy with a big heart. In response for your 2-year-old running the house, my 4-year-old is just like that. I feel you. She has a lot of energy. See, it's not just me. I think we need to create a children CGC group, children going crazy group. No, children running CRH, children running house group, and we can talk about I am a parent that children runs the house. So she's headstrong. Yeah, yeah, they're all headstrong. Okay, okay, good, 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 good. Anyways, we just hit the hour mark. Sorry I didn't do a hangout last week. Just going through some things, but all is good. I'm ready to go. And we're gonna do another hangout next week. Crystal, if you could take all the questions I didn't answer like we did last time and put them in an email for me, I will actually have something at the beginning of the hangout to talk about. And thank you for tuning in. This is Monarch with the Raw Food World. Go check out those paleo, those new coconut wraps. They are, if you missed, you'll see the video tomorrow anyways. All right, mwah.